Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life, and this is absolutely huge for T-Mobile. Huge. Mike Sievert of T-Mobile is the CNN Business CEO of the Year. This is huge. A huge accomplishment for T-Mobile and, of course, Mike Sievert himself. So, and for me to sit here and say that him and T-Mobile are barely getting started is just crazy to think about. The fact that he was chosen as the CNN Business CEO of the Year, and then me to sit here and say in this video that they're barely getting started. And with time and several more videos, I will break that down to you guys in terms of how much upside this company really has under his leadership and what kind of a problem he will become for Verizon and AT&T. I predict there will be several more CEOs that will be in charge of Verizon and even AT&T before Mike Sievert really hits his peak. And I've been putting this together behind the scenes, but there's several videos that I'll have to make to really fully explain this so you guys can really understand. So outside, and I put a brief tweet of this on Twitter not too long ago. Actually, it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. Outside of the consumer postpaid business, T-Mobile is the lowest share player in the mobile network operating space. And that's where all that upside comes from. But the way T-Mobile has it broken down, that the segments that they compete in, it's just a very, very low share player. For an example, I'll break one down for you guys. Business and enterprise. Before the Sprint merger, T-Mobile was like a 6% share player. They went up to 9%. So they have a 9% share in business. That means 92% of other business is with Verizon and AT&T. Just think about that, 92%. And out of that 9%, T-Mobile is like a 4 or 5 player, 4%, 5% player in enterprise. That means 95 to 96% of that entire enterprise industry is using Verizon or AT&T. Just think about that. Let that sink in, the type of share taking that they can still do as a pure wireless player without having to go big on any other industry. AT&T wanted to go into media because they felt they've already exhausted all of their upside on the wireless side under Randall Stevenson. T-Mobile wasn't a threat. Sprint wasn't a threat back then. They had already large share on enterprise. They already had large share on the consumers. They had a pretty large share in rural. So they felt like they didn't have any other upside to give it to put out a story to the market in terms of where this future growth is coming from. So they pivoted and started buying media. T-Mobile has so much upside in categories such as military that they break down, rural small town, 55 and over. In the 55 and over space, even there where they compete aggressively and they have a nice offering for that audience, there's still a single-digit share taker in that space. Huge upside to grow. So, and I think he's the right guy for that, to get T-Mobile into the double digits. Get T-Mobile eventually to fair share in rural small town. By they haven't guided fair share yet, but he wants to get T-Mobile to 20% share in rural by 2025. And I think he's the guy to do it. He is the guy to do it. He has a great team behind him. great strategy, building a great network. It's not there yet, the second to none that they keep speaking of, but eventually they will get there, right? They have to build a larger footprint geographically, and I think T-Mobile is going to do it very strategically, very smartly. They're not going to do it very abruptly. They're not going to just say, oh, we're just randomly going to spend $18 billion this year. They're not going to do that. They're a very smart, disciplined company, and they will accelerate capital where it makes sense, when it makes sense. And if they see, okay, we can pull eight from the CapEx moving forward, we can pull this amount to further accelerate this market because we're taking so much share in this market. So that makes them more flexible as a company. To have him, Mike Sievert, as the leader that has just been voted the business CEO of the year is just huge. To think about the bright future for this company, where he can take it, and to sit, like I said, to sit here and say that they haven't even gotten started, that they're barely scratching the surface, is just mind blowing, in my opinion. And that's just not a guess that I'm taking. This is looking at the numbers, looking at guidance. And again, I've been looking at videos from 2018 pre-merger. I've been looking at videos even where John Legere presented. This plan has been drawn out for many years. I wouldn't even be surprised if they have a plan together all the way up until 2030. And they are executing it to perfection. Executing it to perfection. In 2018, at the Deutsche Telekom Analyst Day, where T-Mobile presented in Germany, any number that was presented, revenue, profit, EBITDA, any number, they didn't even include home broadband at that time. Of course, the deal wasn't closed at that time, but they didn't give any predictions of numbers and revenue that they could take in from home broadband. So they disclosed all of that was upside back in 2018. And now today they're at 2.1, probably more now, and they're at 2.1 million customers. So that's upside. That's huge upside for the stock, investors. I mean, it just couldn't have gone better for the company in the direction that they're heading, especially with the new assets that they've gained, the marketing that they do, and the value that they bring. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. Look forward to reading your comments. Make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel for more. The year's ending, right? The 31st is the end of the fourth quarter. In January, we'll get earnings calls. I think from all of them. I don't know, maybe T-Mobile goes into February, but I doubt it. And we'll see how it goes. But congratulations to Mike Sievert. Great accomplishment. And more to come. That's all I can say. There is more to come. T-Mobile is a force to be reckoned with. Verizon and AT&T don't even realize, I think, what's coming. And they better watch out. Stay tuned to the channel. Like, share, subscribe. Follow my social media outlets. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.